Hello. Hold on, something weird's going on. There we go. Forgot to mirror my screen. So, hello, how is everybody tonight? Looks like I'm live, so I'm going to get things going here. And I'm excited to stamp tonight. I've got some beautiful cards to show you. Hi, Chriselle. So I have a new bundle that I've been working with, and so I'm going to show you coloring with the Stampin Blends tonight, and I have my new blending brushes. So we'll do some blending. It'll be fun. So yeah, I'm excited. Hold on, I'm just gonna get this set up here. So, okay. How's everyone doing tonight? I am good. It's been a good week so far. Monday was a paid holiday for me. I kind of knew that when I was hired, and then I forgot about it. So we had an email go out on Thursday afternoon saying that Monday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, is a paid holiday, so that was really cool. Never been in that position before. But so I was off and I got to do some things around the house, and hi Janet, glad you could join me. So yeah, been good. Like I said, I have 2 cards to do tonight. One's a little more involved, the other one's pretty simple. But I'm excited to show you some coloring techniques and how to use the new blending brushes. They are amazing. I wish I could show you over video how nice and soft they are. I don't know how else to get that across other than in person, but they're so nice to work with. So I'm excited to show those to you, and then that's about it. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get started. I don't want it to take too long. I know people have things to do, so I'm gonna flip the camera around so we can get started. Oh yeah, I have a winner to announce. Chriselle, you won the shaker card from last week, so yay, I'll get that in the mail for you. Congratulations, thanks for watching. So, okay, here we go, hold on. I had to work with my stand today. I actually, well, filming videos for my new class, and so I had to move things around, and it was kind of, oh yeah, it's always fun. So when I film a video, it has to be in a totally different position, and then you guys are gonna love this. I filmed 3 videos for my class. I have a total of 5. So I thought, woohoo, I'm almost done. And then last night I realized that I had forgotten something very important. So I need to film those videos all over again. So yeah, but that's how it goes, I guess. That's a lot of work. So I hope people like my class because I really put a lot of work into it. So anyway, all right, so these are the beauties that we're gonna make tonight. Just doing a little bit more adjusting. I have tried and tried and tried to get my phone to film sideways because I really like that, because you can get more stuff on the screen. But then it's crooked when it hits Facebook, and I don't know how to fix it, so. All right, does that look good? Looks like everything is on the screen. I'm gonna get started. If we have trouble, I can always adjust. So, beautiful, beautiful things tonight. I'm using the Simply Succulent Bundle. So it comes with the stamp set, Simply Succulents. And then it also comes with these gorgeous coordinating dies. So we're gonna be using those tonight. Yeah, so pretty. So, first card, I think this one might take a little bit longer, so I'm gonna start with this one. And I'm using a Mossy Meadow card base. And I'm gonna cut this beautiful die out with our white cardstock. Oh, I got little pieces falling out all over the place here. So I'm gonna cut this out to make that beautiful background. So I'm gonna bring in, got my Stampin' Cut and Embossing machine right here. And so I'm gonna use base plate 1 and base plate 2, and then cutting plate number 3. You can see mine is very well used. No doubt about that. And I'm gonna put my white cardstock down, and I'm gonna angle it a little bit. That kind of takes the pressure off the die as it runs through. I'm going to put the die on top of my white cardstock here. And then my other base plate 3, or cutting plate, whatever you call it. I think it's a cutting plate. On the top. And I'm going to run that through my machine. My Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I love it. And I have got this beautiful background here. And so what's going to happen, I like to use my die brush and so what I like to do, just all these little pieces are falling out. It's really unavoidable, but I just like to throw that onto my mat here. And I don't even press that hard. I just roll my brush over, and it's gonna loosen all of that out. Oops, so you're not peeling any of the paper, you're not ripping anything. And then that's gonna come out real nice there. Love it. Otherwise you're tugging and you're pulling and possibly ripping, and you don't want to do that. So I'm just going to dump these pieces. Because I'm going to need to use this cutting plate again. So I just want to get that cleaned up so it doesn't make a mess. Although my room is a total disaster, you guys. It's horrible. So now you can see I'm going to need to trim this up just a little bit because it doesn't fit on my card front. So I'm going to bring in my trimmer, which I have handy right here. I keep it in a drawer. And you want to make sure you use the right blade. Don't use the scoring blade to cut. It doesn't work that way. And then I'm going to trim a little bit off this side. Again, use the right blade. And then I think that will fit. No, a little bit off the side, or the bottom and top too, so. Whoop, I just ruined it. Yikes. Okay, I'm going to cut it from the other direction. Hang on. There's an easy fix to that. I just wanted to take a little bit off the edge, but it got caught on something. I can trim that the rest of the way with scissors. Sometimes things like that happen. I try not to sweat the small stuff. And boy, I've learned since I've been doing Facebook Lives that anything can happen. And you know what? I don't get too worried about it because I watch other people's Facebook Lives and I've seen some things happen too. And it is what it is. I don't strive for perfection anymore. That's one thing I've learned. All right, so I don't know if I've showed you guys my awesome sponging glue trick, but I've got my silicone sheet here and some liquid glue, and I'm going to put some on my sheet. My glue is running low, so I'm trying to keep it tipped down so that it's, you know, ready right when I need it, instead of having to bang it for 10 minutes. So I'm just going to sponge glue on there. And yeah, it's getting a little, I was using this in my videos with the cards that I'm making for my next online class. So I'm going to need to clean it because it's getting all sticky. But here we go. Let's see, I think it goes this way. Really, I'm not sure if you can tell 100%, but just gonna glue that. Just trying to make sure it's a little even. Just a little even. So there. I have a little piece in there. There we go. That was stuck, so I had to get my pokey tool to get that out. All right, so there's our background. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. I love that die. It's so pretty. Okay, so now I've got, let's see. I'm missing a piece. Let's see. Hang on, let me grab some white. Okay. So we got all of our pieces here, and I'm going to stamp, and because I'm going to be coloring with the Stampin Blends, which are alcohol markers, I want to make sure that I'm using my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. This is what's recommended for the Stampin Blends because then it won't like smear. So I'm going to stamp this big succulent stamp onto my white cardstock. And I like to ink upside down with the big stamps just to make sure that I'm getting everything so I don't miss a spot. I'm watching the screen to make sure that I'm on the screen. So I'm going to stamp that. Beautiful. And, excuse me, so now comes the fun part. I don't know, I was trying to remember. I don't know how much I've used the blends with you guys. I do a lot of coloring, but I can't remember if I've done a lot of it during Facebook Live or just on my own. So sometimes I make up this little chart with the colors that I want to use and what they're going to look like so that I can kind of especially with something like this where I'm going to be coloring with a lot of different colors, and I was thinking what colors would look best. So I kind of did a diagram with some of the greens and the reds, and then yellow and purple to kind of see how I wanted to go about this. So this is what I made. This might be helpful if you're just starting out, to kind of see, just to kind of plan, you know, what colors you might want to use. So I'm gonna start with, I decided that I really like the Granny Apple Green, and I know all these colors can be really overwhelming, so that is totally fine. I saw someone else do this, and she had used the purples on the edges of the succulents, and I thought, oh my god, that's beautiful. So I kind of did that too, and what I did is, you can see on these flowers there's a line there right near the tip, and that's just where I concentrated my color at. And then I came in with, I'm going to do my dark and then my light. So I just did the dark right underneath that. And these are dual tipped, which I also really like. In some instances, I like the more pointy tip, and in other cases, I like to use the brush tip. And then I come back over with the light one and just kind of blend it all. And I like to do several layers, so I'll do one, and then I'll go back in a minute and go back over it again and just blend it all. I love these markers. They're so much fun, and I feel like they make me appear like a real artist because they're just so easy to use once you get the hang of them. So anyway, it's like really time consuming. I'm not gonna sit and color this whole thing, but I did one ahead of time so we can just move along here. So I colored it and I cut it all out just to make things easier. So this is the one, let's see, I'm gonna put this on top of here. This is the one that I colored ahead of time. So you can see all the different colors that I did. There's yellow in there, there's purples and pinks, red, and then I had some mint macaron in there too. So it just looks so beautiful. And then I cut out these two littles to go in there. And I colored one pink and yellow and the other one with a darker green. Just to make those look, I don't know, it just looks really pretty. So those are all gonna go in my pot when the card is done. So I'm going to stamp, let's see, I'm gonna put my markers away. And you always wanna make sure that these are capped real tight, because they're alcohol, they'll dry fast. So you want them to be, you want the caps to be on really tight so that they don't dry out. So, all right, I'm gonna use Early Espresso ink, and I'm gonna stamp the flower pot on crumb cake like that. Give that a wipe, and then we're gonna cut that out. I did not do that ahead of time. I probably could have, but I didn't. And so for this one, it's the same as the last one. We're going to use, let me get my dies out here, and then put the pot on there. And then our our cutting plate. I'm just going to roll that through. And that's what we end up with. So, I'm going to, let's see, here's our card. I did cut this out ahead of time. This is the stitched label dies, and so that's going to be our background. And I'm going to stick that down with dimensionals because I want that to just pop up a little bit. There we go. So I'm going to put that down right center. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back of this pot. And I want that centered. And then glue down our flowers. I want to make sure I'm on screen. I'm going to put those like right about there. And then I have this fern thingy, which I think is adorable. And I'm going to make that stick out of the top. Like that. And then I have these two additional succulents, which I think I'll put this one up. And then this one I'll put down here. That. All right, so now we just have to emboss our sentiment here. So I've got a piece of Mossy Meadow, and I'm going to kind of get my Versamark and my gold embossing powder over here. Piece of scrap paper to catch all the powder. Let me move the card out of the way a little bit. So, let's see. I've got the saying, "You've been on my mind," and I'm going to put that. Oh, first I'm going to use my embossing buddy. This helps reduce the static and keep the powder going only where you want it to go. And so this is going to go, just kind of want it centered. Looks good. And I'm going to put the top on the Versamark. And then let's see if we got anybody watching. Looks like there's a couple people watching. All right, so I forgot to be watching for comments. Sorry, guys. So I've got gold here. I'm going to bring in my heat tool. just spilled my powder all over. All right, here we go. Move this out of the way. Starting to melt already. I'll tell you what, I love that gold on the green. That is so pretty. Love it. Okay, so now we're just going to cut that out. So here we are with the cutting plates again. And I'm using this this label die here, this narrow one. Let's cut that out. And I want to make sure that doesn't move. Otherwise I have to do it over. Yep, it moved. Hang on. I've been having a problem ever since my magnetic plate stopped working the way it should. And so now I'm having a problem, so I'm just gonna grab a piece of washi tape and that's gonna hold that in place. Okay, so hopefully that won't slide around. Okay, fingers crossed. I'm gonna take a drink, you guys. What's everybody got tonight? I've got water. I gotta hit my water, my daily water goal, and I'm probably there by now, but I'm gonna finish up the glass that I have right now, and then I'm gonna have some tea before bed, so, which is also water, so I'm good. I drink plenty of water. All right, God, that's just gorgeous. I love that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of my retired snail adhesive on the back here. Ugh, I'm not a fan of this stuff, you guys. I'm excited to try the new seal. And I've got some gold cording that I'm just twirling around my finger. I'm gonna stick that down. I did it upside down. That's okay. So, and then that's gonna go on there. I do need a little dimensional on the end. So I'm gonna grab my little dimensionals. Like that. So there we go. And last thing is these beautiful, my favorite, the gold gilded gems. These are my favorite. So I'm gonna use a little one and a medium one. Well, that thing didn't want to come off. So I'm gonna do one there, and then that little one, and then I'll do another medium one. I'm just going to use my sticky, they're kind of like sticking to the plastic tonight, so there we go. I put a couple in each corner, and that card is done. I hope you like it. I think it's beautiful. I was so excited to get this succulent bundle. So if you're interested in ordering it, it is available in the new January to June mini catalog, and this is my host code for January. I appreciate your orders. So, okay, card number 1 is done. I'm going to move on to card number 2. I'm going to make this little beauty here. And so what I did, kind of cut these pieces ahead of time. I was thinking ahead. And so I'm starting with, this base is Calypso Coral. And I'm just going to score that. And make sure it's even. Yep, looks even. So that'll be our base, and then I have a piece of white here. That. I just want to make sure it fits. So I think this one is too big, so I just want to make sure that one's too big. So this one's the right size. So I just want to make sure that I am stamping straight. I'm using this as a mask. So I'm going to grab my washi tape again. There was a reason I had that out. And so what I like to do, I love this washi tape because I use it for die cutting, but it's also good for masking. So I'm going to make sure this is down securely. Oh, come on. And by the way, this washi tape is, it is Stampin' Up. Stampin' Up did have washi tape for a while. This is from several years ago now, and it's just stuff I had left over. So, it's ice cream cones, isn't it adorable? I'm so excited to show you guys these blending brushes. Where is the rest of it? One more piece. Here we go. Maybe I'll do a couple more just to, you don't want it moving around because then your mask won't work very well. And you definitely want it secure, so. I'm going to do one more piece. Like I said, you want it secure. I don't want it to move. All right, so these are our blending brushes. You get a package of 3. As you can see, I've been using them. You can wash them out. These are so soft. Like, this is a brush. This is not a sponge. This is definitely a brush, and it is so soft. I love it. You could use this on your face, seriously. But, yeah, it stains, but you know what? I've been using it for the same color, so I don't really worry about it. But you could certainly wash it out, and, you know, it's good. Love it. So I'm going to get my Calypso Coral ink, and what I suggest when you get started, I'm going to get some of this stuff out of the way here. So when you first go to dab it in your ink pad, see how you get that that impression there? That is when the bristles first touch, they're full of ink. And so I don't want to put that directly onto where I'm blending because it'll leave a mark. So what I always want to do is tap it in the ink, tap it on your scratch paper, and then I start blending as I come in, because then you don't end up with marks. So my goal for this is to be darker on one side and then to be lighter as I move to the left. So I'm going to start over here and I'm just going to blend. And you don't need to press real hard. And a lot of times too, I'll start blending off the paper and then I'll just move toward the paper. That also helps get rid of that you know, that mark that you get when your brushes first touch the paper, because again, especially if you're on a light side, you don't want that. And you just blend and blend, and again, I'm not pressing real hard. This brush does all the work for me, so I'm just blending. And like I said, I want one side to be dark and another side to be lighter, so I'm just moving out as I go. And as you could see, I had used this mask already and I just kept it to use again. Nothing wrong with that. So now I've got some real dark color down in this corner, and I want to start moving lighter this way. So start blending that way. And I think my mask just moved. We shall see, right? So, okay. Hang on, I'm getting an error on my screen. I don't know what that was about. So even with all that washi tape, it wasn't real secure. So like my hand caught the grid paper and I felt it slide. But let's see what we end up with here. You want to make sure your mask is secure, because like I said, otherwise, oh, that looks pretty. I don't see a serious concern here. Let's get this out of the way. Look how pretty that is. Like, wow. I love it. I'm gonna get another piece of grid paper out. My heat tool just hit the floor. Told you guys I had a mess here. My room is never this messy, ever. So, that was fun. I was sweating it a little bit once that paper moved. I broke a sweat because I'm like, oh no, I ruined it. But really, it's a little blurry down here in the corner, but otherwise it's a really nice stencil, so turned out good. So I'm gonna attach that to my card base. can see on the back side I had cut this off of the other piece that I had stenciled. There's some ink on the back there. Oh, and this is a little big. Okay. Well, it's already down. So, yeah, that's another thing. You'll have to watch your paper size. But I'm going to keep going. It'll be okay. So, now I have a piece of our crinkled seam binding here. And I'm going to color it with my Calypso Coral marker. This is fun. Oh, I need a scrap piece of paper here because this kind of bleeds through. I'm going to color it with my Calypso Coral marker so that it's not white. Is that the right color? Yep, it is. Seemed like orange at first, but I think the light in here is just crazy sometimes with winter being 15 hours a day. It's dark all the time, you know. It really bothers me sometimes. Can't wait for summer. Who's with me? I cannot wait for summer. So I'm coloring. Just want to get the ends. I want the ends to be the same. All right. And now I'm going to get my Calypso Coral ink again. And I'm just going to let that dry for a minute. And I'm going to stamp our greeting, which says, "You make the ordinary extraordinary." I just have to get a block to put that on because my other one was used by something else. So here we are. I didn't have this one ready ahead of time. So it says, "You make the ordinary extraordinary." And I'm going to stamp that on the white and then stamp that off a little bit. And we're going to cut that out. This is the last cutting for tonight. So I've got my cutting plates. This time I'm using this bigger die here. This one. I stamped it a little bit crooked, so hopefully it'll come out okay. Sometimes it's hard to tell until after you've already done it. All right, so there's that. And I'm going to put that away. And then this, again, I've got that old retired snail to run on the back. And I'm just going to fold this up. Stick that like that. And need some dimensionals. And then before I stick this down, I'm going to make sure that I trim the ribbon because that one's good already. Once I stick that down, I'm probably not going to be able to cut that edge the way I wanted it. So I'm going to stick this down kind of off to the right a little bit. And then one more thing I forgot to cut. I thought I did, but I can't find them. I'm going to cut a couple little succulents out of that cardstock. I could have sworn I did that, but I'm not seeing them here, so maybe I was dreaming. There's something else I wanted to tell you guys. So I got a message last week after my live that was saying that I had said somebody was on my team, and I think I know what you're referring to. And I had just kind of explained that, so I had showed the Christmas card that I got from Lisa, and I had said she was on my team. And what I meant is she's one of my teammates. I think she is one of Kelly's downline like I am. And so when I said my team, I didn't mean that I had a team. I meant that, you know, she was on my team under Kelly. So that kind of caused some confusion, and I want to be clear that I do not have a team. I would like to have someone on my team. Because then I can promote, and that's the only thing keeping me from promoting right now. So just so we're clear, I do not have a team yet. And so when I said my team, I kind of meant like my teammate. So, yes, and I'm not sure if that came across in the message that I had sent back. I think it kind of did, but then I thought I'd better come clean. In case people were watching. I don't want people thinking I'm exaggerating or being kind of like dishonest. So that's what I meant is Lisa is, I believe she's one of Kelly's downline. Anyway, I appreciate the support of another demonstrator watching me. I watch a lot of demonstrators as well, so whoops. Anyway, okay, so I cut these out. Where did they go? Here they are. So I want to put these on the front of my card. And I'm just going to do my sponging trick with my silicone pad. And my glue that's almost empty. I'll have to make sure to get my other bottle out. So all that being said, if anybody is interested in purchasing an amazing deal, our starter kit, our discount shopper kit, is $99 plus tax, free shipping. You get over $200 worth of product. You don't get harassed. There's no obligation. But then, while you're active, you get a minimum 20% discount on all your orders. So even like for 3 months, you know, that 20% discount on your orders is a pretty sweet deal. Plus, you get to, you know, be on my team and go to the meetings with me if you choose. You get all the benefits, you know, from Kelly's new website, the Stamp Happy Academy. We get like a free membership. It's amazing. So anyway, this card is almost done. I'm going to throw some pearls on the front of it. And we will be done. I know I kept you a little bit longer than usual tonight, and I appreciate it. These cards are just gorgeous. I love this bundle. It's really pretty. I'm going to show you, I haven't made a whole lot because I've been working on my class, and I was up north with my mom this weekend, and like literally all I did was sleep. So I didn't make a whole lot, but I do have a swap card that someone on my team, one of my teammates made, and that I received in a swap. So I'm gonna show you that card. So this is card number 2. I hope you like it. I love the new brushes. I love how easy they are to use. I guess I could use a little practice with the stenciling yet, but I think if I do it again, I'll get the hang of it better. So I have confidence that you guys can do it too. And then this is the swap card that I received. I love this. It's so pretty. So I'm not sure who this is from. There was probably a name on the bag, but she did a fantastic job with this bundle. And she colored those succulents with the greens and purples. This one looks like it's Bermuda Bay. She did sponging. You can see that she did the stenciling in the back like I did. And then she's got these greenery things poking out. I used this fern piece, but she used this instead. And that is so pretty. And this card, it's kind of a different fold. So on the inside, she's got this strip of the that beautiful fine art designer series paper in there. So isn't that beautiful? It's just gorgeous. I love this card. I'm gonna have to figure out who made it. I know that there was probably a name stuck to the bag, but anyway, so that's what I have tonight for our succulents. I hope that you love these cards. I hope that it inspires you to be creative. So I guess with that, like I said, I kept you a little bit later tonight than usual, so I'm gonna let you go, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night. And just so you know, I'm gonna do a coffee and cards class on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. so I hope you guys can join me. I think it'll be fun, and I want to show you a little Valentine thing that I did this year. So, okay, I will see you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great night.